Hello, my name is Lok Tin Yung, and this is my website. I hope you are well and stay safe wherever you are. Today, as usual, we are going to talk about Feng Shui. Last time, we talked about the Ho Tu. The Ho Tu in Chinese means like a diagram, and Ho Tu, I believe it is the Milky Way's diagram of the 5 planets. So and then from the Ho Tu, they produce or change or convert to a Lo Shu. And this Lo Shu is very important in Feng Shui. And let's go and let me explain a little bit more of that Lo Shu for you. Right, so let's start. So last time we've seen this Ho Tu. This is the Ho Tu. Now this is the Lo Shu. So basically what it does is convert the dot into different positions. So the one dot here, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the middle. 5 in the middle is the same. 6, 7, 8, and 9. So the position is changed. And now we have, the different 8 directions. So later, this Lo Shu will become the Bagua map, and then there will be, divided each of this sector, each of this Gua number into 3 smaller sectors. So become a 24 mountain. This 24 mountains is very important. This 24 mountain is the basic for the Feng Shui. We will go into that as well, like going to the Bagua and 24 mountain. If you know, like Qimen Dunjia, people know Qimen Dunjia, they use the 24 mountain, and that 24 mountain they convert or related to the 24 solar term in order to construct the Qimen Dunjia chart. But we're not going to go into that area. We concentrate more in Feng Shui at this stage. So the Lo Shu, it is, I believe, is also a calendar as well, but it will be measured more on the earth, on the ground. And with this dot, by converting to numbers, then we can get this chart. 9, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is the Lo Shu or Lo Shu chart, whatever you want to call it. And it is also represent the energy distribution. That is also the balance of energy distribution. So if you, or in English, they call it a magic square. So every of this line, 1, 2, 3, they become 15, 15, 15. This line, this line, this line, 15. That line become 15. That line become 15 as well. So it's add up equal number 15. So that is very important in Feng Shui as well, because 15, we also want to create a 15 number in configuration from the Ho Tu as well. So later, I'll explain it step by step. The Lo Shu we can use to look at Feng Shui already. So to look at a big scale, a big city, we can do this way. Let me rub this off and then explain to you slowly. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, you know, in Feng Shui, we also have the time factor in there as well. Time factor. That means the time can be 180 years, 20 years, 1 year, 1 month, 1 day, 2 hours, right? So in this system, in this Lo Shu formula, this Lo Shu formula to look at a place or a city, we use a 20-year cycle, 20-year cycle, and each of this number, it represents 20 years. Okay, so in Feng Shui, some people call it like period 1 to period 9. So they have a year time assigned to it. So period 8, we are now in period 8. So period 8 is from 2004 to 2024. So we still in period 8. And then after 2024, it turns period 9. So 2024 to 2044. There's no period 10, okay? When it reaches 9, we go back to period 1. So period 1 will be from 2044 to 2064. Okay, so there's a 20 years periods. Period 7, so you can work it back. Like period 7 will be from 84. Like period 7, 84 to 2004. Period 6, so 64 to 84, 1984. Period 5, 44 to 64. So that's 20 years of booming. So how can you use this formula to look at a bigger place, a bigger city? The simple way is timely, meaning if in period, say in period 8, we want this sector here, this sector here, we want this area has mountain or taller, and the chi will flow to the 2. So because 8 and 2, they become 10. So the 10 configuration come from here. Also very important in Feng Shui. So from 2004 to 2024, if a city is land formation or forms, we talk about forms, right? In the first video is the forms. Form, which is the shape we can see, we can feel, we can touch. For example, let me show you this example. Let's talk about this period 8. Period 8. Okay. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. In period 8, let's look at Melbourne as an example. Okay, Melbourne. Okay, Melbourne in period 8. As you know, in Melbourne in period 8 is pretty okay. The booming, the building construction industry, the people, they move from interstate, overseas, come to Melbourne. It actually more than people move to Sydney. If you look at some statistic, they will tell you that people come to Melbourne more than go to Sydney in period 8. Why? Okay, so in Feng Shui we can look at the formula and how it works. So actually, but for looking at this one, here is actually north direction. north, and that's south, right? That's east, that's west. The Lo Shu actually it is flipped upside down to the map. You know, on any given map, the top is north, so you have to convert that into upside down. So if you look at Melbourne, the west here, you know, is the Port Phillip Bay. Here's the Port Phillip Bay, PPB, Port Phillip Bay, and the others, you know, that's Port Phillip Bay. And the water is actually going out to the southwest. Southwest is 2, right? And the river is flowing from, you know, Warrandyte. The Yarra River is flowing from the Yarra, and then flow to, you know, Hawthorn, Camberwell, Toorak, South Yarra, and go out to the sea like that. So as explained earlier, timely. So the number 8, we are in period 8. So you want this area is higher, more mountain. When water flowing to this direction, that means this side is higher. So Melbourne is in a timely period, in a good period, prosperity period. Then you may say, okay, that is coincident. Can you verify? Okay, so if we look at period 2, period 2 is water is exit at the 2, right? So we don't need to change this chart. The chart still will be this chart. So period 2, if you can work it out, period 2 is actually 1884 to 1904. So in period 2, we want this area more taller, higher, right? More taller, higher. So the chi will be utilized. But back then, the chi is incorrect. It is going down to the water. In Feng Shui, we say 山上龍神不下水，水上龍神不上山. So the dragon, the mountain dragon, they don't want to go to the water, and the water dragon do not go to the mountain. So in this configuration, that means in period 2, the economy will be very bad. It's no good at all, right? In period 2. So if you check on this time of the time in Melbourne, I believe you will find Melbourne has a Great Depression in that time. Will be around in 1890s, and then a lot of people leave Melbourne, and the population actually reduced. That is how we look at the bigger city Feng Shui, right? So one example may not convince you. Let me give you another example. Again, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's look at Sydney. Sydney, the Parramatta River, it actually flow from the northwest, near the Blue Mountain area, northwest, toward the southeast. So that is period 4. That's period 4. So period 6. So this side is higher. This is lower. That means in period 6 will be very good. You know, period 6 in Sydney, the economy, population, the city's name and fame will be booming, will be up. People will know it. So let's so period 6 will be from 1964 to 1984, this period. And in 1973, which has been in this period, 1973, Sydney Opera House was built and opened, completed. So it's at their very booming time. And if you look back to the period 4 will be in 1924 to 1944. So 1924 to 1944 in Sydney, they are Great Depression. You know, the economy was worse than Melbourne. So that is how we look at the formation from the form point of view. If there's a higher mountain, higher land in the timely sector, then that city will be booming. Okay. So this is in the South Hemisphere. The Lo Shu still the same. I do not convert into South Hemisphere configuration. So let's look at one North Hemisphere example. Again, we can use this chart. 5 in the middle, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's look at Hong Kong. That's Hong Kong. Hong Kong, they have a Tai Mo mountain. Tai Mo San is the highest in Hong Kong. Tai Mo San is in Hong Kong's northwest. So it has a mountain there. It's called Tai Mo San. So Tai Mo San, toward the Hong Kong Island will be here, Hong Kong Island, like that, and that's a Kowloon Peninsula. The water it actually flow out in the southeast. So in period 4, Hong Kong was very bad. During period 4, the Japanese occupation. So in 1941, Japanese occupied Hong Kong. So 1941 is actually in the period 4. There. Now when it comes to period 6, now from 1984 onward, Hong Kong is starting booming, doing very well. And period 7, period 8, they're still okay, but because now they were developing the Lantau Island. So the Lantau Island was on this side. Lantau Island is here. And if you draw a line there, in terms of form, in terms of form Feng Shui, the left side is called Green Dragon, which is a good creature, which is good. The right side is called White Tiger. White Tiger represent female energy and also represent people like fighting, arguing. So before, in period 6, period 7, this area is more busy because there's airport in this side. Airport, landing, coming. Now they move the airport to this side, more the construction there, a lot of disruption there. I heard from masters say, the Lantau Island, Dayusan, it actually is not good for, in Feng Shui term, it's not good for big, not good for big development. It's only good for the monastery. So in Dayusan we have the Bolinzi, or the big Buddha there. So that is the example. We can look at a big city, and then you can use this formula to verify the other city as well. You can see when this city are booming, when this city may be bust, this formula cannot apply to home. This only apply into a bigger scale. For example, if you develop like a whole area, residential area, you can apply this technique. But for your home, for the house, the correlation is not that great, because the home, there's another way of doing feng shui, is doing a little bit differently. So do not apply this to your home. Before we go, I did wrote an article back in 2005, and it's still in my website. I will put the link down there and you can go and have a look. And it's talking about the Melbourne Feng Shui configuration. If at that time people read the article and they were buying a couple of property, and by now I think they're able to retire now, because the Melbourne property prices been going crazy in the last 10-15 years. Wow. Okay, so today we stop here and I will do a bit more video and post. Thank you for watching. See you next time.